Hello, and welcome to the Halloween special Flute Tip of the Week. As you can tell, I had a lot of fun getting ready for this video. I haven't actually dressed up in a costume since I was 12, which was the last time I went trick-or-treating. I remember I was 13 the first time that I had to answer the door for trick-or-treaters, and it was pretty heartbreaking. So I just sat inside, ate Delissio pizza, and watched The Omen. It was actually a pretty good night, but I haven't actually dressed up in any sort of costume since I was 12, so it's been a rather sad 12 years in terms of getting dressed. Anyway, I thought that Halloween would be an excellent excuse to be able to do an extra fun flute tip video and to be able to show some of my favorite extended techniques. So, let's get ready to get spooky up in here. Build an armoury of extended techniques and sounds so that you can add extra color to improvisations and more quickly get a hold of modern repertoire. I'm going to be demonstrating today some of my favorite sounds that you can make on the flute, and especially at this time of year, they are just the right amount of creepy or spooky or just kind of dangerous. First off, let's do the ram tongue, or as I call it, poison darts. So poison darts, or as it's supposed to be called, ram tongue, sounds like this. So the way you do this is you completely cover the embouchure hole with your lips so that they are completely surrounding it, and you're going to blow a really fast stream of air and then stop it suddenly with your tongue. So essentially the motion you're going to be making is this. Kind of like if you're trying to make fun of someone but you're doing it into your flute instead. What's awesome is that this makes the flute sound a ninth lower than the note that you're actually fingering out. So it gives you an extra bit of color, but also it'll hit a nice bass note to add more depth and a little bit more darkness into what you're playing. So again, that's ram tongue, or as I like to call it, poison darts. I just like to imagine someone in the rainforest trying to shoot you with a flute, just going bam. The next one we're going to talk about is the dark growl. Essentially, you're going to be doing the same kind of motion as flutter tongue, but you're going to be doing it again with your lip covering the flute completely and blowing down into it. And in this way, you get a more guttural and kind of primitive animal type growl. Next, let's talk about the inhaling double tonguing into the flute. This is almost a way of doing a faster version of the ram tongue. As I said in the description of it, you're going to be double tonguing, so digga 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 da, but you're going to be inhaling, so rather than, and again, you're going to be completely doing this covering the embouchure hole. You can also do a kind of more airy version of it by doing the exhaling double tongue in the same way, but it's not as effective. It really does work best if you're able to inhale. Finally, let's talk about the creepy wind in the trees where you're sitting inside watching a horror film and then just suddenly you hear it whistling past you. Whistle tones. For whistle tones, what you're going to be doing is you're not going to form your embouchure and you're going to use very little air. It's going to be the same kind of air you use as if you have a mirror or a piece of glass in front of you and you want to fog it up. So that's just going like the And in a way, you already know how to do this, or at least you know how to avoid how to do it. It's the same kind of sound you get when you're trying to play really quietly in the low register and you start to hear kind of high-pitched whistling. This is the start of a whistle tone. Like I was saying, you're going to have a very relaxed embouchure and be blowing very slow, very hot air across the hole without actually trying to produce a sound. What's cool about whistle tones is that they abide by the harmonic series, and so if you were to blow a slightly faster hot air, it would just keep on going up in harmonics. And so you can be using your lowest notes on the flute, but still hitting very, very high whistle tones. So when you combine all of these sounds, you can end up making a kind of very creepy storyline, just purely audio. So again, that tip was build an armory of extended techniques and sounds so that you can add extra color to improvisations and more quickly learn modern repertoire. Hope you find this week's tip helpful or at least fun in some way. It's Halloween, so let's start making things a little bit more creepy. And I'll try to stop doing this voice by the next video. So until next time, flute happy and happy Halloween. Yeah, it's pretty easy to tell that I had a lot of fun doing my makeup today. Made myself some accidentals on staff line. Made myself a quaver and a treble clef. And I also got to wear my jumpsuit from Cyberdog, because no one really wants a classical musician who dresses as a cyber, so might as well just do it.